In the vast silence of space where no voice should be heard, one signal reached us. A final message, a whisper, carried across the void. Commander Elena Reyes alone, aboard Station Vega, surrounded by steel, circuits, and shadows. She was humanity's last hope. And as the alarms blared and the lights dimmed, she stood at the helm, a lone figure, fighting for a future she knew she might never see. The control room shook around her. Buttons flickered. Dials spun wildly. Sparks cascaded from panels overhead. Red emergency lights washed over her visor. Approaching swarm. Closer. Every second. Closer. Her fingers danced across controls, pressing, resetting, rerouting power. A cacophony of warnings. System overload. Signal loss. Structural breach imminent. Still, she pressed on. Her hands moved with urgency, but her heart moved with purpose. Every connection she repaired, every switch she threw, bought us seconds. And seconds were all that stood between salvation and extinction. Inside her helmet, her breath fogged the glass. Sweat traced a path down her cheek. A single drop, a testament to the weight she carried. Outside, the stars seemed to flicker, as if blinking farewell. A lever-marked transmit boost stood before her. Heavy. Final. She gripped it. Pulled. Sparks erupted behind her. But the signal began to climb. Beyond the station walls, the communication array unfolded. Metal arms extended into the void, antennas stretched toward distant Earth, while arcs of electricity danced across their surface. Reaching, hoping, praying. But power was failing. Time, running out. Inside the flickering control room, Elena's eyes locked onto the transmission bar. 12%. Power insufficient. A bitter warning. The station groaned under the strain. Panels smoked. Lights dimmed. The swarm growing larger against the windows. But she wasn't finished yet. She tore open a maintenance hatch. Inside, tangled wires. Failing circuits. At the center, a glowing emergency core. Her last card. She reached in. Sparks bit at her gloves. Metal groaned, but she pulled it free. A light cradled in trembling hands. Hope held tight. With steady resolve, she inserted the core into the reactor. A surge of energy roared through the station. Lights flared to life. Consoles lit up. The transmission bar climbed. 45%. But outside, the shadows pressed closer. The station shuddered beneath their weight. Alarms screamed. And Elena knew there was only one path left. She turned toward the emergency airlock. One final glance back at the control panel. Her reflection faint against the glass. Then she ran, sprinting down metal corridors. Sparks rained from ruptured walls. Sirens wailed in her wake. Every footstep, a countdown. She reached the airlock, slammed the override. The outer door creaked open, a harsh white light spilling in, the void calling her forward. And there, beyond the threshold, the swarm waited, countless shapes, circling, watching, closing in. Inside her helmet, a single tear traced a path, across a face filled with quiet resolve. She stepped forward, the tether extending behind her, drifting into the unknown. In her hands, the glowing fusion core pulsed brighter. Arcs of energy danced across its surface. Her HUD flickered with warnings. But her eyes held only purpose. And as the swarm encircled her, she raised the core, higher, higher, until its light consumed the darkness. And then, a brilliant flash, a wave of light sweeping through the void, the station silhouetted against the blast. The swarm, gone, scattered, silent. Back at the station, they heard her voice, faint, broken by static. "Tell them I tried. We heard you, Commander. We heard. And we will remember." From above, we watched the darkness spread, a shadow swallowing the world, piece by piece. But even in the deepest shadow, light survives. Somewhere beyond the night, hope still holds the line. A spark remains, a chance to fight again. This is not the end. This is the beginning of the next stand.